What is the deal, YouTube? What is the deal, YouTube? And welcome back to the channel. So I saw this comment pop up a few times in my Facebook groups, and a couple other places in my comment section on my YouTube videos. I still have not made my unbiased prediction for the NFL playoffs, but I'll probably do that later. I don't know. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Probably do it tomorrow before I have sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. I'll probably do it tomorrow before work. I don't have to go to work for these last few days until like 4 in the afternoon. So I'll probably make that video tomorrow. But anyway, let's dive right into this video. I kept seeing this shit. I kept seeing these people talk about no matter what happens in the NFL playoffs, this season has been a success. No matter what happens. And coming into this season, I had a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions coming into this season. I had questions at quarterback. Going into next season, I still have questions at quarterback. Questions are still there. Coming into this season, I had questions about the health of the offensive line. Going out of this season, I have questions about the health of the offensive line. Coming into this season, I had questions about our running back situation. Now, that is a question that has been solidified. Jay Ajayi has had one hell of a year, rushing for over 1,200 yards and the fourth leading rusher in the NFL, and only starting in the sixth game. He started the sixth game was his first start. So a full season, a healthy season for Jay Ajayi. We don't know what those numbers could have looked like. And maybe we could have won some of those earlier games in the season if he would have been more of a focal point earlier in the season. But that goes back to the health of the offensive line as well. Wide receivers, we're seeing Kenny Stills continuing to grow. What does he have? 9 touchdowns this year. And man, we better not let this man go anywhere. If he goes somewhere, we better have a suitable replacement because he is the guy that takes the top off the defenses. We need him in this offense. So on defense, coming into this season, I had secondary questions. Going into next season, I'm going to still have those same secondary questions. On defense, I had linebacker questions. Going until next season, I'm going to still have linebacker questions. I had defensive line questions coming into this season. Going into next season, I'm going to still have defensive. Well, Branch has played well, and Sue Wake. Wake has surprised me because he was a 30-something-year-old guy just coming out of a surgery. So you kind of, and they were talking about only playing him on third downs and shit like that. So he surprised me. He's had a great season. I still think we need to continue grooming some young kid. Hopefully we are able to get him in the draft this year. But I say all of that to say this is there's still a lot of questions. Yes, this has been a good season. It could have been better. A few balls, and we could have had 12 wins. The drop in Seattle from Kenny Stills, that could have been a win. This past Patriot game, if Damian Williams doesn't fumble the fucking ball, there's a possibility we go in and it's 27-21. You know what I mean? So there's still a lot of growth. Yes, it was a good season. So let's recap these stats real quick. We'll recap these stats. some of these stats are kind of depressing to me. If you go back and you look at my video coming into the season, I fully expected to have now the other thing that has been great has been special teams. We have gotten a considerable bump in special teams. Kenyon Drake, Grant, and I seen it. Yeah, I would love it if we used Grant like Casey uses Hill and get him into play. I would like if you remember in the preseason, I was saying that we can use Grant not only like Casey uses Hill, but like the Saints used to use Sproles. Get him out behind. He's such a little guy. Get him out in the flats with a couple offensive linemen in front of him, and they will lose him at times because he's such a small player out in the open field, and he's shifty and he's fast as hell. So the only thing he has to do is get one little hole, and you're in trouble because you're not going to catch him in a foot race. But anyway, let's go back to these stats, man, because some of these stats piss me off. Let's go back to them. All right, so this year, Ryan Tannehill, 389 attempts, 19 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. To me, that is a regression. If you look at his stats from the previous year, now there's a lot of factors. I have to factor in everything. Learning a new offense, dealing with a new coach, all of this stuff has to be factored in. But 19 touchdowns and 12 interceptions on less attempts. Because look at this. Hold on.
Now we know it's going to be Matt Moore. Did they give him a real...
I'm looking up the stats from the previous year. Sorry. I should have had that on my screen. It's kind of unprofessional. But I ain't no professional. God damn it. I'm a guy who likes to talk football. But anyway, look at this. Last year on 363 attempts. Right? All right. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell just happened. I was trying to show the stats. But, all right. So, Ryan Tannehill had 289 attempts in this season. Last season, he had 363 attempts. And he had this in 3 less games this year, by the way. And he had the same amount of mistakes this year that he had last year. To me, that is a bit of a regression. It's more mistakes with less reps. Right? Of course, what else can I say about Jay Ajayi? One hell of a season. 260 attempts, 1,272 yards, and 8 touchdowns. One hell of a season. Jarvis Landry, 94 receptions, 4 touchdowns. I want to see Jarvis Landry get in the end zone more. I do. I want to see him get that total for end zone up around 7, 8 touchdowns. I understand he's a slot receiver, but I want to see him getting the goddamn end zone more. 42 receptions for Kenny Stills, 9 touchdowns. I want to see Kenny Stills get that number up next year to about 60, 70. I think that's doable. Deion Sims is our tight end, 26 receptions, 4 touchdowns. Next year, I want to see a tight end. I don't know. That's a lot of balls because we got 94 for Parker. I'm saying 70 for Stills. Parker had 56 and 4 touchdowns. I don't know how much room there is, but especially with us being able to run the ball like we did. Sims had 26 receptions and 4 touchdowns. Damian Williams with 23 receptions and 3 touchdowns. I don't know. Special teams. What can I say about special teams? I thought special teams was a point on this team that we did fairly well. Grant, Drake, both getting touchdowns. I don't think we had a touchdown punt return. We had 2 returns for touchdowns. One from Jakeem Grant, I think that came in that Tennessee game, and the other one from Kenyon Drake. And then we also had like block kicks and shit like that. On the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot of work to do, man. There's an ass load of work to do. I'm happy Kiko Alonso didn't have like a disastrous health-wise season. He played well at times. He played bad at times. 5 sacks from Sue, 5.5 from Branch, 3 from Jason Jones, and 11 from Cameron Wake. But the big one that stands out, man, is this fucker. Mario Williams with a 1.5 sacks. My grandma got more sacks than Mario Williams. Mario Williams, come here. Get closer to the screen. I wish I had my camera. Get closer to the screen. Get closer. You garbage. You garbage. You garbage. You garbage. God damn, you garbage. You fucking garbage. You didn't do shit all year. And you made about $10 million this season. That's an expensive ass 1.5 sacks, motherfucker. That's an expensive. And what did you have? 13 tackles? 9 tackles? 4 cents? You didn't do shit. You was an expensive ass paperweight, motherfucker. Andre Branch outplayed you considerably. You were the worst pickup we had all season. By far. I would have rather us use Julius Wormsley more. Secondary members. Tony Lippett, 4 interceptions. He still got a lot of room. Huh? No. Kiko Alonso with 2 picks. Byron Maxwell, after being benched, he came back and played fairly well. Damn, Howard didn't get any picks this season. But anyway, man, there's a lot of stuff for us to look at. And as far as people saying that no matter what happens in this postseason, this season was a success. Yes, by record, that is technically correct. But looking at the amount of questions that we're still going to enter into the 2017-2018 season, there wasn't a lot of questions answered. That's the only disappointing thing. If we had a 10-6 record and my quarterback threw for 35 touchdowns and we had Jay Ajayi running for 1,200 yards, and the only thing we had to worry about was the defense and fixing the defense, I would feel a hell of a lot better. You know what I mean? I would feel a lot, even with the Pouncey injury. If all of those other things were connected, I would feel better. We got the young cornerbacks. They're going to have to still grow and shit. I'm pretty sure we'll probably leave them alone with Howard, Lippett, Maxwell. You leave them alone. You bring back Abdul Kadus. You bring back Rashad Jones. And you fix the linebacker situation so we're not using the backup to the backup. You fix that either through, I hope we fix it through the draft, but either the draft or free agency. We start bringing some guys in here. You know what I mean? A beast at defensive, at linebacker. I wouldn't, like I said in a post on in the Facebook group, I wouldn't even mind if we went out and we got a defensive tackle and then we let Sue play more defensive end. We put a nice defensive tackle next to yeah, but they could take a QB late. I think this draft we should draft. Yes, absolutely. We should draft defense heavy. Last season we drafted six offensive players. We drafted 6 players on the offense. We drafted Tunsil. We drafted Kenyon Drake, Leonte Carroll, Jakeem Grant, Brandon Doughty, and Thomas Duarte. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and only Jordan Lucas and Xavier Howard for the defense. This year it needs to be flipped. It needs to be in reverse. If you want to take a center, I'm okay with that. I don't really see any other holes on the offense. I don't. If you're gonna stay with Ryan Tannehill, all right, cool. You're invested in him, cool. Can we at least see a leap next year? At least a leap. I'm talking about 30, 35 touchdown leap. We have to see a breakout season here somewhere. A breakout season is 30, 35 touchdowns. 13, 14 interceptions. That would be a breakout season. Then I would be feeling great. Yes. The other offensive position I think we should draft at is tight end. Now, I mean, tight end would be a great position to have a beast at. Now, I mean, the offensive line, I don't think they play bad, to be honest with you. I really don't think they play bad. With Tunsil, I don't know what we're going to do about Bushrod. Tunsil, James is iffy, man. Sometimes James looks great, and sometimes James looks terrible. Don't know what we're going to do about Pouncey. But Tunsil, Steen, James, Bushrod, we might have to find another center. But I mean, the focal point for this shit needs to be defense. Matt Moore has been sacked 1 time in 3 games. He's got 8 touchdowns in 3 games.
Damn, boy, they was this close. They got found the kids if they put it. What? They not found another kid if they put it. Yeah. If he had a bite, he would have been getting it.
Anyway, folks, I'm about to get ready to get the hell out of here. It was a good season. Getting ready to go into this postseason run. As a Dolphin fan, I see us making it to the Super Bowl.
Oh.
As a fan of football, I don't know. I mean, I still do. No matter what side I'm looking at this from, I see us beating the Steelers.
That one of those.
I absolutely see us beating the Steelers. Yeah, I saw that 1% nonsense from ESPN. Fuckers. They give us a 1% chance. But I tell you what though, no doubt, them bastards are gonna be crowding the box to try to take away Jay Ajayi. That's gonna leave a lot of one-on-ones for guys like Kenny Stills, Devontae Parker. They just have to be able to expose it. Kenny Stills has been doing one hell of a job at exposing it. Anyway, I am done. I will talk to you guys on Sunday unless I can think of any other shit to come and talk to you guys about tomorrow. I don't know what my work schedule is going to be on Sunday yet. I'll talk to you guys on Sunday, though. Peace.